Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is March 20th of 2022. It's a rainy Wednesday. It's 54 degrees Fahrenheit and 14 degrees Celsius. What a difference a day makes. Today is, let me bring this in. It's Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte. Remember that song? You old timers, or I should say you youngsters. So I brought out Charlotte and her daughter Martha. We're going to do a little cleanup and fertilizer. The reason why I say Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte is she's waking up and waking everybody else up. I don't know why. She's a funny gal. But she's a lilac. So we're just going to clean her up with some fertilizer. We're going to use Dr. Earth, a 021 at a teaspoon per gallon, because usually you use it as a 4 tablespoons per gallon. But let's dress her up. Here's Charlotte, and she was done on 6/29 of 2021, and here's her daughter Martha. So let's do a little cleanup on them. Let me bring this down so you can see them. There you go. So let's work on Charlotte first. Let's take this rock out. I got something better. And all we're going to do is clean everything out. There's some weeds there. Get all this out. And she was growing in the microclimate, so that did her good. We're going to get rid of this old stick. Don't need that. And just get some of this topsoil out. Just like that. It's good to give them a little spring cleaning. Now, you know, with the rain, she's good and wet. She's got a good soaking today. So we're just going to take a lot of the soil out. And you can see the new growth that's starting to appear on her. So that's good. Get some of these little weeds that are starting to grow in there. There we go. And then I found a nice replacement rock for her. And if Jay, you're watching, here's the little blue jay that's sitting in the rock. Now, where do you get these little teeny tiny little birds from? You get them from Hobby Lobby. That's the best. So then we got a new stick for Charlotte. And I'm writing them in pencil. And the reason why I'm writing them in pencil is because they don't wear off. The magic marker, due to all the weathering and stuff, they all wear off. So pencil seems to last the longest. There we go. So let's get some of our Peace River gravel and just sprinkle it around. It'll help keep the night terror at bay, hopefully, and keep them out of there. And let's just put it around. And then we'll put Charlotte outside with Martha right after the video, because it's a nice spring rain out today. I mean, it was a little damp and cold this morning, but hey, it come out real nice. Whether it rains all day or not, I haven't looked at the weather forecast, but that's our babies. See, the lilacs take the temperature in these little pots. You're going to say, oh, Tom, it's going to freeze. Not if you get a microclimate going there. It's between the garage and the pond. And I got a big old boxwood growing over the top of it. So she's doing pretty good. And now, I'm just going to wipe that off, pat it in a little bit, get it in there. Let's get a little more on top of it, just like that. And then we're going to get old Mr. Hawes here. And we got still some fertilizer in there from yesterday, and we're just going to give it a nice little watering to get the roots started to grow and to help Charlotte get growing there. And this is a dragonstone. The dragonstone is pretty good. It's something different. You can get it at any tropical fish store. And there's our Charlotte. See what a difference a dress-up does for these guys? Now, let's get our little Martha. There we go. We'll get the owl out for the time being. Okay, let's take some of the weeds out and all the sticks that the birds and the bird seed that the birds were kicking around. There we go. No, I'm not going to repot it because we just repotted it last year. And there are no roots coming out of it, so we don't have to do that. And I'm going to take Mama's stone and I'll put it in the corner here. Just like that, if you can see it. And we'll take let's take this old tag out of there. And take Mr. Owl and put him in the corner here. Or will it be Mrs. Owl? I don't know. It's a little dull in color, so it's probably Mrs. Owl waiting for Mr. Owl. Maybe she's going to make a nest. Who knows? So let's get our Peace River also and put it in. And just sprinkle it around. That's all you got to do. And hopefully it keeps the night terrors out because it's time. Time for their appearance and also the daytime, I mean not the daytime, but the morning marauders. And you know who the morning marauders are? They're the doggone squirrels. Squirrels are nice and cute, but when they start digging, they started digging looking for their stash that they hid for the winter so they can spring up and have something to eat. Well, I give them some nuts too, why not? And here's our little Martha. And right now I'm going to take Mr. Hawes and we're going to give her a good little shot of fertilizer, just something light. Later on I'll mix up some Miku Sweatable powder. There we go. And we can get our little stick with the date and everything on there. Get this dirt off. And just stick it in for our little Martha. And as you can see, this one with the I don't know if the snow hit it or whatever, but it's still growing. It's had a tilt, but who cares? Well, you can hear the dripping of the falling rain. There we go. And then you can see on this one, on Martha's other main trunk, that it's just starting to grow. So we'll see what develops. We'll let them grow and see what's cooking on them. So spring is finally arriving. Well, I might speak too soon. You still got April. So today is Wednesday. It's a rainy day. That's no reason to get depressed on a rainy day. You put on some good old-time radio detective shows or some old mystery shows, detective shows from the 1940s, some of them good old movies. I mean, that's when movies were. It was black and white, and that's when telephones were telephone. They were heavy enough to sock over somebody's head and break a skull. That's how heavy they were. But I mean, the way they show the shadows, the guy moving through the shadows, it's dark. The light on their face, I mean, it's really cool. If you haven't seen an old detective show from the 40s, go to YouTube. They got a lot of them now. So you take care. Enjoy the day. I'm going to make me a hot pot of tea, catch up on the videos that I missed. And I'm going to watch some old-time detective movies from the 1940s. They're pretty good. I mean, give it a try. A cup of tea, an old movie, or if you're in the mood for just sitting back on your chair, on your favorite chair, relaxing and just listen to an old-time radio show, do that. And remember, rainy days, bring on the Mayflowers. So take care, everybody, and have a great day. Evening, I should say.